2 weeks ago, Mike Aquilina, a Pittsburgh guy who writes a lot about the early church fathers, explained how Christianity grew 40% every decade, even while the Roman emperors were persecuting them and trying to wipe them out. In his research for that talk, Mike used the words of Rodney Stark, who is not a Christian and is not looking to make us look good in any way. We could start with the slaughter of the innocents in Bethlehem by that sneaky, lying creepo Herod. And we know what happened in the next 33 years. After the apostles and their successors did their wonderful work, there were 10 emperors who used Christians for entertainment in the arena. They burned them as torches and lit the arena while they sent other Christians into the mouths and the hands and the paws of hungry lions and tigers and bears. Women got no respect. They were married off at 11 or 12 to someone they didn't know and someone who was going to exploit them. Their relationships were predatory and their marriage was rife with abortion, adultery, and abuse. Infanticide was common, especially for female offspring. A recent archaeological dig turned up an ancient sewer clogged with the bones of newborns, presumably most of them female. There's more ugliness, but you can invite Mike to your church and he'll tell you about it. When I heard all this from Mike, my brain was swirling because it sounded so much like the world we live in today. We aren't fed to the lions, but we know how babies have died horrible deaths by having their arms and legs pulled off, their rib cages crushed, and scissors stabbed in the back of their neck, so they'll fall out of the womb dead. And they want us to pay for it. We know that saline solutions are pumped into the womb. A baby is burned so badly that he looks like he was bathed in acid. And it's all legal by the words of 7 justices of the Supreme Court. Don't forget, right now, in some institutions of higher learning, post-birth abortion is promoted and justified. It's hardly different from the Roman Empire, and they want us to pay for it. Most recently, we've seen evidence of how Planned Parenthood gets away with sex selection abortions, and we complain about China. Thank you, Lila Rose. Those of us who have been around for a while remember when the tenants of the Highland building in East Liberty complained that so-called products of conception were so thick in the sewer pipes that they backed up into the sinks on the lower floors. The gutters of the ancient kingdoms have nothing on Pittsburgh. The pro-lifers who stood outside Pittsburgh abortion mills had strange liquids and stronger pellets of other stuff thrown on them, but they stayed. They didn't go away. Bad as it's been, we've never given up our presence, our prayers, and our offers of support for mothers and babies, and we pay for it. When we went to Washington, D.C. for the first march in 1974, there were about 10,000 of us. There were just enough of us to circle the Capitol once. The other day, when Bob Newman called the Bridgeville police to tell them that he and his gang were coming for their usual peaceful, prayerful demonstration, the lady at the desk reminded him that he's been going there for 18 years. Bob, we can never thank you enough. Joan, we can never, ever, ever thank you for putting up with Bob.
I knew it was coming.
Thank thanks to Mary Lou Gartner, we haven't missed a march, and every year there are more of us, and our majority is younger. Last January, there were more than 400,000 of us. Next year will be closer to 1 million. On Good Friday in 1973, the first abortion mill opened on Stanwyck Street. That day, the group of mostly women who protested promised they would keep coming back until the place closed. Well, that place closed, but the same operation opened and closed and opened again at 3 different locations. It's at 933 Liberty Avenue now. And for the 39th Good Friday, we kept our promise. This year there were more than 100 people there to pray for an end to abortion. You might want to go now on Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, the days when the abortionists are wielding their knives, and they want us to pay for it. We know there is a document called the Manhattan Declaration. A lot of us have signed it. The clergy and faithful of many denominations who signed it pledge they will go to jail rather than ignore God and their consciences on the matter of protection of innocent human life. Some of us have been to jail more than once, but right now there are pro-life activists around the country who are being sued by the federal government. The ones I know are all being sued on trumped-up charges brought by the escorts at Planned Parenthood. Thank God there are faith-filled attorneys who will not be kowtowed by the minions of a government who would trample on human rights, slaughter our children, and make us pay for it. And Brad is one of those attorneys. Thank you. In Pennsylvania, this is for us, we have a pro-life majority in the House and a pro-life majority in the Senate. And we have a pro-life governor who has signed one pro-life law into law that has yet to be enacted. That's the one that abortion mills must have the same safety and health standards as other walk-in surgical centers. There are at least 7 other pro-life bills that have been introduced. They go from pulling our state out of the abortion portion of Obamacare to making sure that doctors have permission in hospitals if something goes wrong with an abortion. And last week, Darrell Metcalf, a man who fears no man, introduced a bill that would take the money away from Planned Parenthood and put that money in clinics where women can get full service care, not just the little things that they do at Planned Parenthood. We've got to talk to our representatives and our senators and urge them, insist, threaten if you have to, that these bills get brought before the whole General Assembly and debated and passed. We want it, we need it, we're going to have it, whether they want it or not. I thank God for every one of you who came today. I'd like to kiss every one of you because you're so beautiful. Remember, talk back to the establishment, and don't back down on your pledge to serve the mothers and babies and do whatever it takes to restore the right to life of every human being as it comes into existence. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.